Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. I'm back. I'm back. It's been a while. It's been quite some time since I've done a podcast. In case you don't know, I've been writing for bodyslam.net, and that's where I've been devoting a lot of my time. I've been covering the scene in Japan. I've been writing about Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT Pro, New Japan Pro Wrestling Stardom, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. I've been writing about GLEAT. I've been writing about Big Japan Wrestling. So I've been covering the news and the results basically for wrestling in Japan. And today I was just sitting around thinking, you know what? I really miss doing the Impact podcast. I really miss doing it. So I set up the computer and here I am, guys. Hopefully I didn't lose too many of you. I looked at my I've been doing some interviews. Latest interview is with Royce Isaacs. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on the channel. Seems like I still have I think I lost maybe 3 or 4 subscribers during the course of the last 2 months as I've been writing for bodyslam.net. So thank you guys. Thank you for not losing faith in me. But hopefully, if people have stopped watching, they'll be back and they'll see this. They'll see this because I can tell you right now, I'm a little pumped being back downstairs. Yes, I'm in the basement, in the chair in front of the computer, with the camera on, the microphone right here. I got my tea here. I got Paul Orndorff and Tommy Dreamer right behind me. Uh, BQ's favorite wrestler, Tommy Dreamer, right there. So yeah, I'm excited. So I guess hopefully it's safe to say that I'm back, baby. I'm back. So let's get into it. I want to talk about something that nobody's really talking about. There's a lot of free agents out there. I know WWE just released a lot of free agents. You got Dolph Ziggler, you got Matt Riddle. You have other free agents out there. Emma is now a free agent as well, and a lot of podcasts are talking about who's Impact going to sign. Are they going to sign Ziggler? Are they going to sign Riddle? Are they going to sign Emma? Then there's others names I can't remember, but there's a whole plethora of free agents out there that Impact Wrestling can be looking at, and plus Impact Wrestling. Sammy Callahan no longer with Impact Wrestling. He has left PCO. If he hasn't left, I believe his contract is coming up very soon, and he's decided to leave. There's a very good chance that Deonna Purrazzo is going to leave at the end of the year. So talent is leaving. So now was a good time for Impact Wrestling to bring in some really good free agents. And the WWE, as I mentioned, released a lot of free agents, but there's one free agent out there right now that nobody's really talking about. I don't think too many people know about it because it's Japanese pro wrestling, so it's not really being reported here in the States. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this name, but he's currently a free agent. Became a free agent today, same day as Sammy Callahan became a free agent. Um, Leaving Pro Wrestling Noah after 15 years, Katsuhiko Nakajima is now a free agent, and he's expressed a desire. He's expressed a desire to go overseas, possibly to the U.S., to the U.K., and wrestle out there. When he mentioned that in Japan, the people that do know about him instantly said, "Oh, AEW, WWE would be a great spot for him." But I think if he went to AEW, I think he would get lost in the shuffle there. I think he got lost in the shuffle. And Katsuhiko Nakajima, again with pro wrestling over 15 years, he's been an absolute megastar for Pro Wrestling Noah for the last 15 years. And when he announced that he was leaving Pro Wrestling Noah after 15 years, this was huge. This was huge news, major news, all over Tokyo, or Japanese sports, I should say. Well, Tokyo Sports is a website that really covered it extensively, and it was huge news. It was shocking news in the world of pro wrestling in Japan, and he's a former two-time. Let me pull this up here. Former two-time GHC heavyweight champion. That's the top title in Pro Wrestling Noah. He's held the GHC Tag Team Championship 5 times. He's held it 5 times, 3 times with Go Shiozaki as Axes. Was it 3 times or 4 times? Yeah, 3 times. He's a former GHC junior heavyweight champion, so he's held a lot of titles. He's held a national title as well on one occasion. So he's a decorated pro wrestler in Japan. And when he announced that he was leaving Pro Wrestling Noah, that was a shock. It came as a big shock. So he's a free agent as of today. As of right now, he's a free agent. He's agreed to 2 more Pro Wrestling Noah matches. So it's going to be October 20th at Corkian Hall, and October 28th. I forget the venue, but his last match is going to be October 28th. Uh, for Wrestling Noah, it's going to Pro Wrestling Noah. It's going to be like, well, he's going to be wrestling for Pro Wrestling Noah those 2 last dates as a free agent. So it's kind of like a send off for Nakajima. But Nakajima has expressed a desire, as I mentioned earlier, that he wants to wrestle in the States. And I know I mentioned WWE, which is not really, I think, going to be a landing spot for Nakajima. But AEW possibly. But if he went to AEW, he would kind of get lost in the shuffle. So I'm thinking, Impact Wrestling would be an absolutely fantastic destination if Nakajima decides that he wants to wrestle in the States for a bit. Impact Wrestling would be an absolutely fantastic destination for him. I mean, if I was Scott D'Amore, I'd be on the phone right now, talking to Nakajima's agent to see what we could do, or what we could do. I don't work for Impact, but what they could do to bring him over to Impact Wrestling, because he would be an absolutely fantastic, fantastic fit. If you're not familiar with Nakajima, look him up on YouTube. I'm sure you can find some matches, some Katsuhiko Nakajima matches on YouTube. But yeah, I think he would be an absolute tremendous addition to Impact Wrestling. And I'm thinking Nakajima versus Josh Alexander. That match was supposed to happen last year on the indie scene, and I was very excited. But unfortunately, that match never took place. But Nakajima versus Josh Alexander would be absolutely stellar. I would bring Nakajima in and have him go right after Josh Alexander and have them feud right off the bat. And I would put Nakajima over on Josh Alexander. I would make Nakajima an absolute top star immediately. I know not too many people know about Nakajima in the States. He last year he did do a U.S. tour. He toured the indie scene. I don't think he was on any major shows. I don't think AEW ever used him. I actually I'm pretty sure they didn't use him, but he wrestled on the indie scene. A lot of the indie fans knew who he was. West Coast Pro, when he wrestled for West Coast Pro. I forgot who he wrestled for West Coast Pro. Um, oh my gosh, it was a New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong guy that he wrestled. He's on Team Filthy. Name is not wasn't Royce Isaacs, wasn't Jorel Nelson, wasn't oh God, his name escapes me. But anyway, but the fans knew who he was, and they were just chanting Nakajima, Nakajima the whole match. JL Kratos came to he wrestled JL Kratos was his opponent for West Coast Pro, and they knew who he was. So there's a small group of people who know who Nakajima is, and I think if a larger group of people, like say 126,000 per week watching Impact Wrestling, get to see Nakajima, I think he would become a well-known figure in the world of professional wrestling here in the States. I think he has what it takes. I mean, he's been doing it for over 15 years. He's been with Pro Wrestling Noah for 15 years. And he's had some absolutely stellar matches against Go Shiozaki. I know he's teamed with Go Shiozaki, and they reunited recently, but he's had some great singles matches against Shiozaki. He's had some great singles matches against Keno. Oh my God. If you have a chance to see Katsuhiko Nakajima against Keno, it's Kenoh. Definitely check it out. If those matches are on YouTube, they're probably not. They probably would have to subscribe to Wrestle Universe to see those matches. But those were just absolutely fantastic one-on-one matches. He had a terrific match recently against All Japan Pro Wrestling superstar Kento Miyahara. Dave Meltzer, gave it a 5-star rating. So this guy's a superstar. This guy's an absolute superstar in Japan. And he has an opportunity now to go wherever he wants for the first time in 15 years. And I would just absolutely love to see him in Impact Wrestling. And nobody's talking about Nakajima because nobody really knows much about Nakajima. As I mentioned, when people talking about free agents going to Impact Wrestling, you can hear the usual Ziggler, Riddle, as I mentioned. I wouldn't mind Ziggler. I think Ziggler would be terrific in Impact Wrestling as well. not signing Callahan, not signing PCO, or not signing if they don't sign Perazzo, they're freeing up a lot of money, and then they could bring someone like a Ziggler in. Um, but I think Ziggler's probably going to wind up in AEW. But there's a lot of talent out there that's been released and that Impact Wrestling could pick up. But if they could work something out, even like Nakajima against Moose, Nakajima against Alex Shelley would be terrific. Nakajima against Chris Sabin. You could put Nakajima against Rich Swann. There's a lot of possibilities for Nakajima in Impact Wrestling. And if you sign Nakajima, he's an Impact Wrestling star. You could create some dream matches with Nakajima against New Japan Pro Wrestling stars. So, like, say Kenta came in, and you got Nakajima against Kenta. Now, I don't know if they've ever met before. There's like 20 years of matches here. I'm on Cage Match. I have the listing up here. I'm not going to go through them. So there's a very good chance that Kenta and Nakajima met in the past at some point. Earlier in their careers. So I say it's a dream match, but it may have already happened in case people that do know who Nakajima is watching this and they're saying, hey, they've already wrestled Lewis. So if they've already wrestled them, there's a very good chance that they have. But I'm just saying that would be, you could bring in Hiroshi Tanahashi, put him up against Nakajima. So possibilities are endless. So I think Katsuhiko Nakajima, that's if you want to look him up, it's Katsuhiko Nakajima. Nakajima. Katsuhiko Nakajima. Again, free agent as of today. They was asked by the Japanese media what his intentions are, if he's going to the States, if he's going to the UK, if he's going to New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he wasn't really giving a he wasn't letting the cat out of the bag, so he's didn't give any direct answers on that. But he did. It is known that he is possibly looking to go overseas, and Impact Wrestling would be an absolutely fantastic, fantastic landing point for Katsuhiko Nakajima. Okay, let's talk about a few more things. Josh Alexander finally realizing his dream of wrestling in Japan on October 9th. Josh Alexander will be teaming with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin as they challenge the never open weight six-man tag team champions Katsuhiko Kazuchika. I almost said Katsuhiko. I'll talk about Katsuhiko Nakajima. Kazuchika Okada. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tomohiro Ishii will to be defending the never openweight six-man tag team titles against Josh Alexander, Chris Sabin, and Alex Shelley. That's going to be an absolutely outstanding matchup. I just want to see Okada and Alexander in the middle of the ring, face to face, and let them square off one-on-one. That's all I want to see. Okada versus Alexander. I'm hoping that Alexander has such a fantastic showing, and I'm expecting he will, as will Sabin and Shelley. But this is Alexander's first time in Japan, the first time that the Japanese audience are going to see him live. So I'm hoping he has such an absolutely tremendous, tremendous match that the fans are going to want more of him, and it leads to a one-on-one match against Okada, because that would be just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, that's October 9th. It's going to be on New Japan Pro Wrestling World. You're going to have to subscribe to watch it. It's not going to be on any Impact Wrestling streaming services. So if you want to see that match, you're going to have to subscribe to New Japan Pro Wrestling World, which I do. So I'll be watching it, of course. I'm not going to miss that for anything. That's the only thing is it's on Monday. So I might not be able to watch it live because I'll be working. Oh, no, wait. That's the Canadian Thanksgiving, so I will be home for that. So I will be watching that live. So that's going to be a tremendous six-man matchup. I don't expect Alexander, Shelley, and Sabin to win the six-man titles, but you never know. You never know. They might very well just win the six-man titles and bring them back to Impact Wrestling, because we have the New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling working relationship that's really in full swing right now. So you never know what can happen. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they won it, but I'm not expecting them to win. I'm not expecting them to imagine Alexander pins Okada. Wow, that would be amazing. That would be just amazing if he pinned Okada. Wow. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see Alexander and Okada face to face. That's just going to be absolutely something, man. Absolutely something. And I hope they get, a lot of time in the ring together one on one because they'll create magic. They will create absolute magic, man. I'm so pumped for that match, and I'm so happy for Josh Alexander. I've interviewed Josh Alexander numerous times, and he's always stated his desire to wrestle in Japan, and finally his dream of wrestling there is coming true. And congratulations to Josh Alexander. No one deserves it more than him, man. No one deserves it more than him. Okay, last but not least, Yuya Uemura no longer with Impact Wrestling. I know this is a little old, but I didn't like the way they I didn't like the Yuya Uemura send off with the whole Feast of Fire thing, and he got fired, and oh, now he's fired now. Now he's headed back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I didn't like the way they did that. I didn't like the way they did that. I mean, you can't really fire someone that doesn't really work for your company, right? He's works for New Japan Pro Wrestling, so Impact Wrestling can't technically fire someone who's on excursion. So I didn't like the way they did that. And but on a different note, well, not a different note, same note regarding Yuya Uemura. Sonata mentioned today that just four guys, well, they were just five guys, but Yoshinobu Kanemaru turned on them recently and joined House of Torture, and just five guys became just four guys. But today, after I think it was I think it was an 8-man tag team match. Just four guys against House of Torture. Just four guys won, and Sonata, who is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, and leader of Just Four Guys, said that Just Four Guys is once again going to be just five guys. And on October 9th, he's actually defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Evil of House of Torture. But Sonata said that on October 9th, Just Four Guys will once again be Just Five Guys, as there will be a new member of Just Five Guys. And gee, I wonder who that new member might be. Um, let's think. Who could the someone was just on excursion. Someone was just fired from a company that he doesn't even really work for. Um, there's actually there's actually a meme. There's actually a meme out there that has that has Yuya Uemura with the fired briefcase, and they got Kramer in the corner saying, "But I don't even really work here," which is true. He doesn't even really work for Impact Wrestling. But let's see. Back to Sonata. Just four guys, going to be just five guys on October 9th. Um, says he's adding a new member. Yuya Uemura, you know, fired from the company he doesn't really work for. Gee, I wonder who the fifth member is going to be. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody out there might know who that fifth guy who Sonata's talking about? Who could be the fifth guy, the new fifth guy of just five guys? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's gonna be Yuya Uemura. Yuya Uemura. It's gonna be the fifth guy. That's who's coming back. That's my prediction. Some people online on social media are saying it's going to be Nakajima, but Nakajima coming in to replace Kanemaru really isn't. That's kind of a step back for Nakajima. So it's not going to be Katsuhiko Nakajima. That's my opinion. It would be a step back to replace Kanemaru. I mean, if Sonata turned on just five guys and they were without a leader and they needed a new leader, then I would say, okay, then maybe it's Nakajima, but he's not going to come in and be the fifth guy. I mean, because you already have Sonata, you have Tai Chi, who's a top star. You have Duki as well. What is Tai Chi? So if anything, Nakajima would have to come in and be third in line, and Nakajima's not gonna. He's not gonna. That's not the route he's taken. I know it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, but that's not. I don't think that's the route he would be taking. So it's going to be Yuya Uemura. That's 99.9%. I'm sure it's going to be Yuya Uemura who's going to be the new member of Just Five Guys. So we're going to leave it at that for now. we're gonna leave it at that for now. I'm gonna be honest. I need to do a little catching up on Impact Wrestling. I haven't watched it. Yeah, I've been concentrating on the Japanese pro wrestling. I've been watching it here and there, but I'm gonna start watching it more on a regular basis again, because love Impact Wrestling, and I quite enjoy doing this again today. And you know what? I think I'm back. I think I'm back, and hopefully we can get some viewers back. I know BQ is going strong over there at the Impact. Oh no, it's no longer the Impact Lounge. It's now Negative BQ. So if and I highly recommend, man. Always check out BQ. BQ does absolutely fantastic work. Um, don't ever say, "Oh, Lewis is back." Well, I'm leaving BQ. Don't ever leave BQ. BQ is the man. If anything, leave me and go to BQ. BQ is the guy. Is the guy. Is the Impact guy. Good friend of mine. And if you don't subscribe to BQ to Negative BQ, definitely subscribe to Negative BQ. So you always get honest Impact opinions from Negative BQ. There's a little plug there for you, buddy. Little plug there for you, B. And Tommy Dreamer's a little happy for you as well. Tommy Dreamer is thrilled. Tommy Dreamer is thrilled that we're getting more and more of Negative BQ. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Hopefully we got a few of you back, few viewers back, and until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.